Hi, good morning to all the partners from Africa. Myself, Jatin Shekhar. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Let other people join as well. Hi, good morning. Good morning to all. Myself, Jatin Shekhar, Accounts Manager, Partner Ecosystem. So I'll be taking the webinar on sales enablement for all the Africa partners, along with Mr. Brajendra Singh, who is the head of Partner Ecosystem and Alliances. So I would ask Mr. Bridge to start the proceedings. Over to you, Mr. Bridge.
Thank you, Jatin. Thank you for introducing me, and welcome all who all have attended this webinar. So team, we are going to discuss today what we are doing in Africa, and not only that with respect to Newgen, what we are doing over there, but also how Africa market is shaping up with respect to when we are talking about digital transformation, digital services, with respect to how we are doing digital transformation for banks, for insurance companies, for governments. So how things are moving. So as a geography Africa, how it is moving and how Newgen is coping up with these changes, and we are helping partners as well as customers to do the digital transformation for their organizations, and how they can get more customers and how they can make sure existing customer could be loyal to them. So all this we are going to discuss. So how we'll start? We'll start with giving you a perspective about Africa, how market is shaping up. So everybody, I believe you must be aware, also experienced post-COVID era and before COVID era. So these are two different altogether words which we have seen. So before COVID, situation was different, like digitization or digitalization was required, but the urgency was missing. But now we have learned, customers, partners, everybody has learned going digital is not an option, it's a necessity. So if you're not doing that, or if you're not opting the digital transformation, probably you'll lose the market, customer and everything. So that's how you can see that companies like AWS and Microsoft Azure, they have opened their data centers in Africa. And we are expecting as a market that cloud-based solutions supposed to be grown up to 3 billion by 2025. That companies like IDC, Forbes, and other analyst companies are predicting, and they have done the research. That's why they are saying. And as you can see that every fourth organization in African region, they are started investing in digital transformation kind of solutions. So as I said in the beginning that earlier it was an option, but now it's a necessity. As you can see, another finding by analyst companies like digital finance is something which is untapped market. So here is the potential because it is an untapped market, and as a Newgen and along with you, we offer something which can be tapped. So we offer digital transformation to finance industry basically. So we have the strongest vertical, that is BFSI, and together we can tap this market. And also you can see that one of the prediction by, or probably the research report says, IDC and Forbes, they usually say that low code automation platform excel your business with the range of 10x to 25x, and also it helps you increasing your productivity by 20%. So that is happening not because Newgen is saying, it is happening because market is perceiving it. Research analysts along with the organization, including banking organization, they are seeing the future over here. So as I said, banking happens to be the one of the major vertical or the strongest vertical for us. How banks are doing and how banks are seeing the market. So we have some findings from the analyst also. So in Africa region, what banks are thinking, how they're going to invest, how they're going to, where they want to put maximum effort. So as you can see in the first chart, retail and business SME. This is something which is major focus of banks in Africa. So that is true for other countries as well, but for Africa, that is the finding. And now moving on to another finding, that annual budget in Africa from a large to mid-sized bank, that would be closely maximum banks, they fall under 300K to 1 million budget. And the good part is this, Nugent solution and platform comes in the range of this one only. And that's to cater to retail and business SME corporate. So we have a complete correlation. Banks are focusing on retail banking and business and SME and corporate. They have a budget of 300K to 1 million, and we have a product and solution in the range and offering same thing. So there is a huge potential we can come together and target banks. Now completely moving on to what is the priority for banks in Africa. So the basic thing, like closely 60% banks says we are looking for how we can have customer loyalty, how we can have better services for customers. So obviously, if you're offering better services to clients, it leads to loyalty and further business, cross sell, upsell opportunities that you can find. That depends on how you are moving ahead along with the services to the customer. And on Nugent low code application platform, these all can be catered along with Nugent. So moving on, how Nugent has grown during the COVID. So amidst of the COVID, everybody was working from home. We were not meeting with people. We were not touching even papers. How we were doing it? We were in a mess. But Nugent was growing. How? Because we were providing solution which is exactly the solution of COVID. Not only COVID, earlier you can say Nugent kind of a solution was an option, but now it becomes a necessity. So we have grown in 2020 by 78% in profit, and as compared to last year, and with respect to partner revenue, because we are addressing our partners. So here you can see partner revenue increased by 4 times in Q1 only. So our all partners are seeing a lot of potential and benefit during this tough time. And again, Gartner has rated Nugent as a niche player, but we are in better position as compared to last year. Now moving on to the how we are growing and what is the how as in terms of vertical, what the revenue is split of Nugent. So as I said from the beginning, BFSI happens to be the strongest vertical for us, almost 60% revenue that comes from banking, and rest of the verticals are there. You can see the numbers. And now moving on to another one, how revenue is being splitted in geo terms. So EMEA happens to be the 26%, and rest number is there. Okay, moving on to how we are doing in Africa market. So these are the prestigious clients list. It's a partial list, obviously, I would say, whom we are working with currently. And we are seeing great future working with more customers along with these. Okay, now the part is coming. So it's often happens when we talk to partners say, what I supposed to talk about? If I'm meeting a customer, what should I talk? So first thing you can talk about Nugent as a zest. Like what Nugent is, overall Nugent major credentials. Hopefully Jatin will cover in coming slides. That you can talk about first thing about Nugent, and then you can talk about success stories. You can talk about where we are working and how we are performing with the customers. So we are starting with the first story. It's a leading bank from Uganda, and we automated retail lending for them. Not only retail lending, other services as well. So the first challenge the customer was facing, it was managing manual operations. Manual operations means error will happen. Whatever you may do, but error will be there because it's manual, and error is a manual operations outcome. It always happens. You cannot block that anyway. And another problem they were facing, that prospective customers, even customers, they need to visit branch office. There was no option that bank can reach out to the customer. And also one of the other problem they were facing, or challenge I would rather say, that was the service delivery to customer. As I said in my previous slide, so if 60% all the banks, or probably 60% banks, thinking their first priority is customer service, delighted customer services, or excellent customer services they want to offer to their customers, and that was missing for this customer. So we gave the solution to them to address these challenges. First thing, we gave them our low code automation platform, making sure whatever you want to do, that will be less complicated. Another thing, we have used our business rule management system to make sure that things can move automatically. And other communication was, we made sure that communication would happen automatically to the customers. It's not something some agent or some bank employee will trigger the communication to the customer. No, it was not there. After we implemented the solution, communication was automated to the customer. As and when it was required, trigger generated, and customer will be notified with the message. So that was the solution we gave, and that resulted into, so after the solution, bank can track all the performance and the delivery and the service level for customers. Obviously, turnaround time was good, automatic communication was there, and also we were adhering all the compliances. So we were making sure all the regulatory compliances are met through the solution only. And another great thing we achieved through our solution, that was the standardization for the bank. So when you have different processes run on different module, different levels, different stature, what happens, you cannot standardize. And if standardization is missing, obviously it's going to take more time. But when you make the standardization prevail through the solution, you can move things quickly, ultimately resulted into saving, cost saving, and the revenue. Okay, moving on to the another story. So this story about a bank in Kenya. So we again automated a lending for them. So the major challenge was they were having multiple systems with them, and all were working in silos. So if you have a lot of system, but they're all working in silos, what will happen? You will having different information, different times, and a lot of information without any use. So what we done along with our solution, we made sure that there is one solution which can communicate with the rest of the solution. So we gave them integration along with our solution, and integration with not only applications, also with the CBS. I'm talking about core banking solution over here. And that resulted into smooth and error-free processes. All branches, they were sharing information with each other without hassle, without making an error. And also there was a minimum dependency on physical paper. So major benefit of our solution, that starts from, you go digital in true sense. That means manual error and manual processing of document, that will be reduced more than 90%. Okay, now moving on to the another story. It's again a leading bank of Nigeria where we automated multiple process for them. So what were the challenges for them? So basic challenge what they were facing, that they were having an existing system in place, but that was not good enough. You can see over here the name and other things over. And they wanted to have a solution which can address their requirements, and the current system was not able to do that. Then what we come up along with, so we gave them a solution. We gave them multiple solutions along with account opening, along with account management, and we have automated solution for almost more than 650 branches, and almost 20,000 transaction was managed by the solution. And another great achievement was that fund transfer accelerator we implemented in 9 weeks of time. It was very quick. So those who are from the banking industry, they can easily understand 9 weeks. If you're implementing something, it's really quick. especially the fund transfer accelerator. And now moving on to the out of the solution, what was the benefit? So first benefit, they realized that turnaround time reduced by almost 30%. So when you say turnaround time not only to the one thing, it leads to customer satisfaction and the loyalty, which is 60%, where banks are focusing right now. And we also make sure that error-free operation, or probably we call it FTR, first time correct, first time right, FTR. So we make sure that you need not to do things again and again because of you're making some error. We'll make sure you go first time right with the checks and balances which we give you through the solution. That will happen. Okay, now moving on to the fourth story. It's again a bank in Nigeria where we automated, I would say, multiple processes, more than 5 processes we have automated over there. And what was the challenge for this bank? So this bank was having one challenge, that their lending approval was taking more time. So can you imagine if your main earning source is lending for any bank, be it commercial lending or retail lending, and if you're taking too much time in giving that loan, obviously you're hitting on your revenue side. So it's something which is directly linked to revenue, and that was taking too much of time. So we gave them a solution which helped them. The first thing, the time was reduced. They were disbursing quick loans, that was leading to customer satisfaction. And we are not only generating revenue, or probably we are helping them increasing the revenue, we were also making sure you can do the cost saving of the operational side. So it's a two-way of gain. So first gain, you are increasing your revenue by disbursing quick loans, you are saving your costs in operations. So both ways you are in benefit. And other, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, everything, when you have things digitally available with you, you're not doing things manual. That was another benefit. And that benefit in every story of ours, you can find that smooth transition, or probably the digitalization benefit. When you're not doing things manual, you will always find there. So okay, from here I will ask Jatin to take you through further. Jatin, please take the baton from here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bridge. That was pretty informative. And I guess every one of you would certainly have gained from that. Now, coming on to the next case study, that is of automation of document as well as workflows for a government authority in Rwanda. So let me tell you what exactly were they looking for. So mainly their problem or the challenge was the paper-based processes that was conducted on documents, as well as managing of their records was done manually or physically, and that created a lot of hindrance in terms of the goals of the organization of being highly efficient as well as being transparent to the customer. So what actually we gave them a solution is about our OmniDocs, OmniScan, as well as the RMS. So we focused, their main focus was on visa issuance as well as the workflow management. For apart from that, mail as well as the correspondence management. So these were quite a few processes that they actually were looking for. And what we gave them in terms of visa issuance was reduction in the use of paper, automation, acceleration, as well as the simplification of the admin processes, along with the online facilities to upload the documents. Apart from that, if you are talking about the mail as well as the correspondence management process, so we provided them with our workflow management, which actually helped this ministry to accelerate as well as simplify admin processes like purchase request, advance request, or contract processes. So these were actually helping them to reduce the turnaround time for the approvals, and actually helping them in becoming transparent with their customers, thereby reducing the operational cost. Now coming to the next case study, which is the automation of lending solutions as well as the account management for a leading bank in Nigeria. So their main issue was actually they were looking to reach out to more number of people along with the more number of businesses, and taking good care of the banking needs of actually its customers. So they wanted to digitize and automate, and as Mr. Bridge was mentioning, that there are 60% of the banks that they are looking out to increase the reach and to improve in the convenience part of the customers, so that they are more in terms of customer loyalty. So the solution that we provided them is our IBPS solution. Along with that, there was an integration with the core banking solutions. Then there were duplicacy checks and other checks like the external credit check, blacklist check. So as you all have been dealing into banks, there may be a lot of partners who have been dealing into banks, and they know that how important are these checks that are required along with the verification. So in terms of benefits, what we provided to them was the improvement in the efficiency, as well as the multiple channel initiation or the multiple channels that were provided to upload and work with those documents in terms of walk in to the branch or through a tablet or through a portal. So this actually improved in terms of convenience as well as the ease of use. Along with that, there was an increase in the efficiency that was due to the digitization of the processes, which lead to a better monitoring. And as we know, in the IPPS, we have dashboards where each and everything can be monitored, where all is the bottleneck, where things are going right. Each and everything can be done there. This provided them a complete overview of how things can be done in a better way for their customers. Next, coming on to the retail lending solutions as well as the account management for a leading bank in Nigeria. So this bank actually was having business processes that were working in silos, and there was a manual intervention that was actually slowing things down in terms of how the processes can be done. So as we know that if things are moving automatically inside a process, things will be moving faster rather than doing a manual intervention in each and every process. So their processes were actually not centralized and neither standardized, which actually created a huge barrier in terms of the expansion that the business was actually looking for, the bank was actually looking for. So what we provided them with a BPM with an underlying OD and OS, the OmniDocs as well as the OmniScan, to automate their account opening, account maintenance, as well as the fund transfer. So now they actually don't, go through that silos working. So now there were no silos, as well as digitization made sure that the information was available anytime and anywhere for each and every person. Apart from that, as you can see the benefits, there are huge number of benefits. There was a drastic improvement in terms of the capacity and the TAT. You can see 90 and 80% respectively for that, and not doing things again and again to make it right. So focused on being first time right, and that improved by 95%. And with these three things sorted out, we know that there would be a higher customer satisfaction, which is the focus area of the bank, and there would be a reduction in the operational cost. Now coming on to the like in lending solutions, automation as well as the account management for a leading bank in Ghana. So in Ghana, the goal of the bank was actually to improve the efficiency as well as the enhance the customer experience. Along with that, they were actually looking because the account opening was manual, and we know how digitization is coming up in Africa and how banking industry as well as the whole ecosystem is moving to digitization. So they wanted to do the account opening digitized, as well as this would be there was a manual intervention as well as the manual part being involved in the account opening. So this resulted in higher errors as well as the turnaround time. Along with that, the process that they were working upon did not afford the customers to actually have the opportunity to initiate as well as to create the accounts at the convenience, at their convenience, as well as the location of their convenience. So they had to do a walk-in, they had to go to a bank to open an account, and it used to take days to open an account rather than few minutes, if we know that what digitization can actually do. So in terms of that, what we provided them was automatic report generation, automatic email alerts, digitization, digital management of the documents. Along with that, the customers can actually, whenever they want, wherever they want, they can actually open their accounts and can actually have that convenience. Along with that, be it the security part or the checks for that. So in terms of customer as well as the bank, the processes were more streamlined rather than just wasting each and other's time, because it's all about respecting the time of the customer as well as the employees of the bank. So this helped a lot. And in terms of benefits, if you are talking about the time that used to take for opening of an account, that used to take 4 days, was reduced to 15 minutes. So we can see that how the customer experience would actually improve, and how the time of the bank employee can be used in other processes where it is required. So the wait time that customers were having was reduced by 75%, and the first time right processing was actually improved by 70 to 70%. This helped in reduction of the operational costs as well. Then coming on to the authority in a bank in Tanzania that is facilitating the e-governance as well as creating a paperless office in terms of Tanzania, the bank in Tanzania. So the main challenges that they were having was they wanted to improve the way some of the administrative functions were being carried out in the bank. So the movement of files, the memos were actually very slow, which led to delay in decision making. Moreover, it was very difficult for the departments to track and establish the what are the pending physical files and other things. So what they focused on, I mean, all these factors were creating a lot of delays, how the bank was operating. So the solution that we provided them was actually in terms of OmniDocs, OmniFlow, OmniScan, as well as the e-government solution, where they can actually improve in terms of the file or the corresponding movement and tracking. Then the invoice processing can be improved, as well as the memo movement and tracking. So, what all benefits that they got were mainly in terms of how the paper usage or the printing usage, the use of printers can be reduced. So they actually wanted to go, if we go green, right, rather than just wasting paper for each and everything, and things moving to digital actually helped a lot in doing that. So they wanted to go green as well as contribute towards the environment. Then apart from that, they were able to create, measure, as well as improve the SLAs, which was not happening initially. And with that, they were able to reduce the information leakage as well, and were actually viewing each and every operational part where their things are going wrong, or there were some time that was being wasted. So each and everything was being monitored, as well as because dashboards were there, so the bottlenecks were actually coming out, which were not coming out earlier when things were manual. So this improved a lot in terms of the efficiency of the processes, as well as the expansion of the business that the bank was looking for. So that's it in terms of the case studies. Now let me tell you what all are the deployment models if you are talking in terms of Newgen. So there are two deployment models right now. One is the on-premise subscription, and second one is the Newgen managed cloud. Now, what all developments have happened in 2021 in terms of Newgen, and how we have grown in 2021? So if I talk about Newgen at a glance in 2021, so the kind of active customers that we have right now is more than 550. We have grown to 70 plus countries in last 28 years, and the kind of revenue that we are talking about is almost $100 million. And as you know that the company has gone public. So since one and a half year, the share price for the company has actually grown by 6 to 7 times. So you can see how things are moving in the right direction for the company, and there are 350 plus partners that we are right now working globally. Now coming on to the management change in 2021. So we welcome our new CXOs, Mr. Virendra Jeet, who is the new CEO of the organization, and Mr. Tarun Nandwani, who is the new COO of the organization as of now. So that's it from my side. We would be happy to take up any questions from you.
So, guys, please write down your questions in the question box. So we'll take the questions and we'll answer accordingly. And if you're not having questions right now, not to worry. If you want to reach out to us, you already have our email address, you have our contact details. Please reach out to us later as well. We'll address your questions. But right now, if you have any doubt, any query, please feel free to ask. Please write down your question in the question comment. Okay, so I don't see a question as of now. So I must say that if you have any question, please feel free to reach out to us. You have our IDs, contact details. We'll be happy to answer you. So again, saying thank you everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Have a great day ahead. Okay, I think we have one question probably. Okay, okay, Benjamin has one question. What is that? Yeah, Benjamin, please go ahead.
So we have a question from Hillary. Can you please explain a bit more about the new licensing model?
Okay, so new licensing model, as we have talked about, it is on-premise subscription. That is one way. Another way is on cloud. So these two options are available. We are moving on-premise to on-premise subscription model. So most probably by next financial year, our financial year is March to April, 31st March to 1st April. So hopefully new financial year will be moving completely on on-premise subscription model rather than on-premise.
Next question is, are we free to invite our potential customers, or are these restricted to Newgen partners only?
Sorry, didn't get that question. Can you repeat?
So a partner is saying that, are we free to invite our potential customers to these webinars, or it is restricted to Newgen partners only?
Okay, this webinar is for partners only. Idea is to, we have been interacting with all of you and we got many requests from the partners. Whenever we saw an opportunity or we smell something that which is relevant to Nugent, we usually jump again to Nugent pre-sales, sales, and ask them that is that the right fit or not. Probably these webinars, we are making sure that you have basic information, or at least one more than basic information, I would say, where you can sense the urgency or the requirement where Nugent can be fit in or not. So all these success stories, what changes Nugent is doing, what is the delivery model, we are talking about with respect to how it can help you in the prospecting. So idea and the session meant for the partners only, like you.
Next question is, can you expand on upgradation model and process?
Okay, upgradation model, we have this, we have the growth path of the product. So upgradation model, I would like to understand what upgradation you are talking about. Are you talking about any existing customer who want to upgrade, or what upgradation model you want to explain? Please elaborate on bit, that would be helpful.
So it's he's asking on the existing clients.
Okay, you're talking about who are using our product, how the upgrade will happen, right? So upgrade is covered under ATS. So as you know, Newgen has two annual component. One is on product, that is ATS. Another annual component, that is AMC. And upgrade happens on product. So whosoever, if I'm talking about a customer who is paying the ATS part, he will get the upgrade for free. He will get the upgraded product, that would be free. But if already a process is being deployed on top of that product, that would be chargeable. So as a partner, you can charge them in upgrade and migration, but the product from Nugent side, it would be free, provided there is no gap in ATS paid by customer to us. Of course, I'll share this presentation recording and deck with you.
A partner is saying that if we can uh, organize a webinar just like for the potential customers as well, like this would be.
Yes, we can do it for the potential customer as well, but you need to let us know in advance. So we'll sending, invitation from our side. We'll take your help as well, and we'll organize a, webinar for potential customer. So we can do on specific partner to partner, like one partner want to do webinar for certain customers, another partner want to do webinar for other customers. You define your area and your total base, and we'll do accordingly. We'll do that webinar.
Next is, many times you have promised to share the presentation with us. Will you share us this deck?
As I said earlier, definitely we are going to share this with you, but we'll be sharing you in a recording format. So this is the recording, the webinar recording. We are going to share the link with you. You can download that and you can utilize that. But on a specific request, I'll share it with you, this deck. Who has asked this for presentation deck? Okay, please write down your name because I'm not able to get the name of yours who's asking for deck. I'll send you deck separately, but for everyone, I assure you that you will get the recording of this webinar.
Next question is, please comment on the product roadmap in 2022 and beyond.
Okay, product roadmap we already have. I'll share it with you. I take a note on it. I'll share the product roadmap, which is recently been released by Nugent. I'll share it with you.
Next is, can we have pre-sales training for the same?
Do we have?
Can we have pre-sales training for the same?
Pre-sales training, yes. Recently, we are coming up with the pre-sales training. It is going to start by next week, I would say. It's a solution designing training, which is meant for pre-sales and technical person only. And this training also has some goodies for you. If you have been nominated as one of the best, attendees who responded quickly or design solution quickly, you'll be getting goodies from us. And that you can get to know through the partner portal. As I believe you already registered over the new partner portal, please go there, refer the calendar. You will come to know the training, which training we are going to organize soon.
Next is, how is Nugent solution placed in terms of price and feature competitiveness with solutions such as Sharepoint?
Okay, we do not compete with Sharepoint. Sharepoint do not have the BPM capability and the imaging. And when we talk about our BPM, Nugent BPM, we are completely talking about content-centric BPM and contextual content management services. It's entirely different thing. You cannot compare Sharepoint with Nugent BPM. And if you need specific points, how you can challenge, or if you're talking to someone and he's saying that Sharepoint is a competition, I can give you some battle card on it. Please email me. You need battle card with Sharepoint, I'll give you those points. You can defeat them hands down, no problem. Okay, I don't see any more questions from you. So please reach out to me if a specific information like battle card against Sharepoint is required. I cannot see the name, I can only see the question at this point of time. Please share your note with me. I'll surely give you information which will help you. Again, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. We'll see you soon again. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.